ثم أدهى من ذلك أن يحتفل بعض المسلمين بأعياد رأس السنة الميلادية ويعظمونها ويبجلونها، وهي مقترنة بمناسبة دينية عند النصارى، ألا وهي إيش؟ ميلاد المسيح عيسى بن مريم عليه الصلاة والسلام. فيكون الاحتفال برأس السنة الميلادية مع مناسبة ميلاد المسيح يكون فيه فرح بشعائر دينية، والفرح بشعائر الكفر إن سلم أن فرح بها من الكفر فهو كما قال ابن القيم رحمه الله في كتابه أحكام الذمة، فهو أشد من فرحه بشرب الخمر وعبادة الصليب. فالمسألة خطيرة يا أخوان. يحرم على الإنسان أن يحتفل بعيد الميلاد إن كان مسلما، ويحرم عليه أن يهنئهم بهذا العيد إن كان مسلما، ويحرم عليه أن يرد تهنئتهم إذا هنؤون به إن كان مسلما.
كل عام وانتم بخير إن شاء الله.
سم سؤال
يا أخي هذا ما له أصل إنك تهني بالعام، تهني بالعيد، عيد الأضحى ولا عيد الفطر، هذا اللي يهنى فيه. أما العام ما يهنى فيه، ما ورد هذا.
يقول أنا مع أسرتي نسافر كل عام في ليلة رأس السنة لحضور احتفالات السنة الجديدة ونشاهد عروض الألعاب النارية التي تقام في معظم دول العالم، فهل ما نقوم به يعتبر مشاركة النصارى بأعيادهم، مع العلم أن حسب ما هو متعارف لدى النصارى ليلة رأس السنة ليست عيد لدى النصارى بل هي احتفال لدخول عام جديد، ومؤخرا باتت بعض الدول الإسلامية تقوم بعمل مثل تلك الفعاليات. لا يجوز مشاركة بهذا، هم يعتبرونه عيدا ولا يجوز مشاركتهم في هذه الأعياد. تنتظر حتى تنتهي هذه الأعياد ثم إن شئت تسافر، لكن لا يجوز الإنسان أن يشاركهم في أعيادهم، والله المستعان.
of non-Muslims is totally prohibited and a major sin. And don't listen to those who dilute things and say, oh, it's a cultural thing now, it's not a religious thing. Yeah, and going to the church and doing this is not religious anymore, it's cultural. What is this? They are playing with Allah's religion, and the social media is helping them, and the ignorant who follow them are also helping them. People say that Christmas is not a religious festival anymore. New Year's is okay to celebrate and to congratulate. This is total bogus. So this is sinful. It's a major sin to imitate, to congratulate, to participate. Lakum dinukum, you've got your own religion, waliya deen, and I have my own religion.
As a basic principle, Muslims do not celebrate the passing of a year, because the passing of a year is not something to celebrate. What is there to celebrate about a year passing? Getting a year closer to the grave. Meaningful, if we are to celebrate that year, it would be the good deeds which we did in that year. If we managed to do a number of good deeds, we're happy about that year. We managed to make Hajj in that year. We fasted as we never fasted before in Ramadan. That was a good year. We feel good about that year. And we strive to make the coming year even better. So there are no religious considerations to keep in mind with regards to the celebration.
My dear brothers and sisters, as we have mentioned before, we as the Muslims, we're not allowed to participate in the days or the festivals of the pagans. It's haram, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned us in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنِ اللَّغْوِ مُعْرِضُونَ. The ulama have mentioned, meaning those who abstain and stay away from the laghu, which is including a pagan day. The New Year's Eve goes back to the Greeks. There's a Greek god who had two faces, one looking at the future, one looking at the past. And the same thing is happening our time. What is happening? Shirk, disbelief, paganism, fornication, you name it. How a Muslim that worship Allah and follow His Messenger participates in a day which is full of disobedience and disbelief, which is a day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates. So we have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be proud of Islam. And Nabi alayhi wasallam said, we as the Muslims, we have two Eid. The Eid which is Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. May Allah bless you all. So be proud like the Sahaba were proud of their deen.
Now a lot about New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and we see these greetings going out, but whose New Year's is it? Because it's not the first of Muharram, so it's definitely not the Islamic New Year. If you look at years and how they're organized, every culture, every religion has their own calendar. There's a Chinese calendar, which is lunar. There's the Jewish calendar, which is also lunar. There's the Islamic calendar that begins on the 1st of Muharram. And it's not from the Sunnah to celebrate the 1st of Muharram either. So whose New Year's is on January 1st? If we look at the historic research done by the National Geographic Society in the book An Uncommon History of Common Things, we find that this New Year's that we find it celebrated today in the world was started in Babylon. In Babylon, there was an 11-day celebration around what is now called January 1st. What was this celebration for? It was a ritual to worship the idol Marduk, their chief god. And this Marduk ritual was where there were parades, ringing a bell, New Year's Day parade. There were plays, there was worship, there was sacrifices to the fidelity gods. And this was something that was done as a pagan idol worshipping ritual. Now, in 46 BC, and that is before Jesus, this is not something that even has to do with Christianity. Julius Caesar in the Roman Empire took this Babylonian ritual and made January the first month and named Augustus, August, all these after the Roman pagan gods and people. When Christianity came to Rome, according to the National Geographic Society, they tried to condemn this. They tried to stop this idol worshipping holiday, but they were unable to. So today we see a part of the Western society, and even in the East, and even unfortunately in the Middle East and in Africa, we see people celebrating this celebration, not realizing that in fact it is an idol worshipping religious festival. That is why for any Muslim or Christian or Jew or whoever wants to follow their religion, they will not celebrate this idol worshipping holiday on the eve of the 31st of December or on the 1st of January. This is not our New Year. This is a day that was for sacrifice and worship of idols.